Hey guys, John here from ASA Vancouver. Today we're going to be talking about advices, we're going to be talking about informations, and we're going to be talking about homeworks. Okay, actually, we're going to be talking about advice, we're going to be talking about information, and we're going to be talking about homework because these are all uncountable nouns. So, uncountable nouns are not a specific thing to the English language. Most languages, if not all modern languages, have some version of uncountable nouns. But the problem lies in the grammar. Grammar is different in different languages, and so what might be countable in your language might be uncountable in English. That's where the mistakes happen. And there's no big secret to how to get better using uncountable nouns. A lot of it's just memorization. It's paying attention when you're reading, using kind of grammar tools or a grammar checker when you're writing, and just seeking out correction whenever possible. That being said, we can go over some general classifications of nouns that are typically uncountable. Again, this is not like a hard and fast rule, but generally it should help you understand which nouns are uncountable in English. So let's get to it. The first one is abstract nouns. An abstract noun refers to a noun that is more about a concept or an idea, but not a physical thing, right? So good examples of that would be information, advice, vocabulary is a good one. Those are all uncountable. They're these abstract ideas. Then we also have tiny nouns. That's not a scientific label, but it makes sense. We're talking about nouns that refer to something very small. So you could think about like rice. You could think about hair. These are tiny nouns and they are uncountable. Then we have collective nouns. Collective nouns refer to a noun that talks about more than one thing. So examples of a collective noun would be something like money, homework is a good example, music is a good example. These are collective nouns. And then finally, probably gases and liquids is the last major category. And gases and liquids would be like beer, coffee, pollution, those sorts of things. And there's other classifications like school subjects, minerals, food is actually a pretty good one. But I think if you concentrate on those four at least, it'll get you 95% of the way there. But that's not the only thing we can talk about when we talk about uncountable nouns. Because the funny thing about uncountable nouns is we do sometimes count the noun. And we don't necessarily do it with all nouns, but we often do it with those collective nouns, with nouns that refer to more than one thing. So another example of a collective noun would be a word like furniture. Furniture would describe, the sofa and the chairs in your living room. And we can use what linguists refer to as a quantifier to talk about that. So a quantifier for furniture would be pieces. You could say, I have one piece of furniture in my living room. Or you could make it countable and say pieces. I have two pieces of furniture in my living room. So the thing about quantifiers is that the quantifier will change depending on the noun. You can't use pieces for every noun. So again, you have to pay attention to that when you're reading, when you're listening. Different nouns will have different quantifiers. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is that some nouns can be both countable and uncountable. And I'm sorry, I know. Why? Why would we have that? But it's true, we do. And often they can carry different meanings based on if we're using a countable noun or an uncountable noun. So this is a true story, actually. About, I would say like a week or 2 weeks ago, my wife texted me. I was out and she asked me to pick up some chickens. And I was like, that seems odd. Chickens. Why does my wife want chickens? But, who am I to judge? So I went to the closest farm and I bought two chickens, two live chickens in small cages, and I brought them back to my house. My wife opened the door and she said, why do you have chickens? I said, well, in your text, you said, can you pick up some chickens, please? And so here are the chickens. She said, chickens? No, no, like from the supermarket, from the grocery store, John, for dinner. I wanted some meat. I said, oh, that makes a lot more sense, actually. But if that's what you wanted, that would be uncountable. You should have said, John, can you pick up some chicken? My wife stared at me for a while and then closed the door. True story, partially true. So that wraps up our video on countable and uncountable nouns today. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments below. If you're into this sort of thing, there's going to be a link to our brand new newsletter. We're going to be doing short articles, short videos like these, answering common questions that students have been asking us. Hope you have a great day. My name's John. Talk to you soon. Bye.